Today, we're ranking the most iconic, most dramatic, and most absolutely unhinged couples from TLC's reality TV goldmine, 90 Day Fiancé. From fairy tale endings that'll make you believe in love again, to train wrecks so spectacular you'll need therapy just from watching, we've got it all. 10. Jorge and Anfisa, the Gold Digger's Guide to Disappointment. Let's start with a couple that redefined the term transactional relationship. Jorge Nava and Anfisa Arkhipchenko didn't just wear their red flags, they planted them like victory banners across every episode. From day one, Anfisa was crystal clear about her intentions. She wanted luxury, designer bags, and the high life.
So you're basically saying that you're just dating me because I can buy you things?
Yes.
Jorge, meanwhile, was pretending to be some kind of cannabis kingpin with deep pockets. Spoiler alert, he wasn't. Their fights were legendary. Remember when Anfisa literally threw Jorge's phone out of a moving car? Or when she keyed his car because he didn't buy her the right makeup? These weren't just arguments, they were masterclasses in toxicity with a side of property damage. But here's the plot twist nobody saw coming. Jorge actually was dealing drugs, just not as successfully as he claimed. He ended up in prison on marijuana charges, serving 2 years. During his time behind bars, he lost over 100 pounds and completely transformed his life. Meanwhile, Anfisa channeled her intensity into fitness, becoming a bodybuilding competitor and personal trainer. They divorced while he was incarcerated, and honestly, best decision either of them ever made. Jorge is now married with children, living his best life, while Anfisa has built an impressive fitness empire. Sometimes the best love story is learning to love yourself instead. 9 Pedro and Chantel Family Feud, International Edition. If you thought your in-laws were difficult, meet Pedro Jimeno and Chantel Everett, the couple who turned family dinners into WWE matches. Their relationship started with lies. Chantel told her family Pedro was just a friend visiting, not her fiancé. Pedro's family thought Chantel was using him for a green card. With foundations built on deception and suspicion, what could possibly go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong. The family Chantel became must-watch television because every gathering was guaranteed drama. Pedro's sister Nicole and his mother Lydia treated Chantel like an ATM with legs, while Chantel's family saw Pedro as a walking, talking green card application. Their relationship was so messy it spawned its own spin-off, The Family Chantel, which ran for 4 seasons. Think about that, their dysfunction was so entertaining, TLC gave them their own show just to document the chaos. But even reality TV magic couldn't save their marriage. Pedro filed for divorce in 2022, with Chantel accusing him of cheating and hiding assets. The couple who made bank off their family drama couldn't survive the very drama that made them famous. There's probably a life lesson in there somewhere, but honestly, the irony is too delicious to analyze. 1. Kalani and Asuelu. When love isn't enough to grow up. Kalani Fagata and Asuelu Pula's story began like a tropical vacation romance and ended like a parenting nightmare. Kalani met Asuelu while vacationing in Samoa, and their whirlwind romance resulted in 2 children. But bringing Asuelu to Utah revealed some harsh realities about compatibility, maturity, and what happens when vacation vibes meet real-life responsibilities. Asuelu's childlike approach to everything from finances to parenting drove Kalani to exhaustion. Watching him prioritize video games over diaper changes while Kalani handled everything was painful television. Add in his family's financial demands and constant interference, and you had a recipe for disaster. The breaking point came when Asuelu's mother suggested Kalani should work multiple jobs to support their family while he sent money back to Samoa. The audacity was breathtaking, even by 90-day standards. They separated, and Kalani has since found happiness with a new partner. Sometimes love isn't enough if one person refuses to grow up, and Kalani's journey became a masterclass in knowing your worth. 1. Loren and Alexei proof that sometimes it actually works. Let's cleanse our palate with some actual romance, shall we? Loren Bravarnik and Alexei Bravarnik are living proof that 90 Day Fiancé can produce genuine love stories. They met in Israel during Loren's birthright trip, and their connection was immediate and authentic. Yes, they had obstacles, Loren's Tourette's syndrome, cultural differences, and the usual visa complications, but they handled everything with maturity and mutual respect. What made them special wasn't the absence of problems, but how they solved them together. Alexei supported Loren through her insecurities, while she embraced his culture and family. They communicated like actual adults, revolutionary concept for this show. Today, they're raising 3 beautiful children and starred in their own spin-off, After the 90 Days. Their social media goals, relationship goals, and parent goals all rolled into one adorable package. In a franchise known for disasters, Loren and Alexei remind us why we believe in love in the first place. 1. Russ and Paola. The OG success story season 1 gave us Russ Mayfield and Paola Mayfield, and while their journey wasn't always smooth, they've stood the test of time. Their main conflict? Paola's modeling ambitions versus Russ's conservative Oklahoma values. He wanted a traditional wife. She wanted to pursue her dreams in Miami's modeling scene. Sound familiar? It should. This tension between personal ambition and relationship expectations has become a 90-day classic. But here's what made them different. They worked through it. Russ eventually supported Paola's career, even when it meant relocating and stepping outside his comfort zone. Paola learned to balance her independence with their partnership. 13 years later, they're still married, raising their son Axel, and proving that compromise and growth can triumph over stubbornness. They're not the flashiest couple, but sometimes the best love stories are the ones that quietly endure. 1. Paul and Karine, a masterclass in what not to do. Paul Staley and Karine Martin started weird and somehow got progressively worse with each season. Paul's paranoia was evident from episode 1. Remember him making Karine take pregnancy tests and STD tests? Red flag number 1 through infinity. Their relationship was a cycle of Paul's jealousy and controlling behavior, followed by dramatic scenes of him literally running into the woods when confronted. Yes, running into actual forests. It became a meme, but the reality was deeply concerning. Things escalated beyond television drama. They faced domestic violence allegations, restraining orders, and most heartbreakingly, they temporarily lost custody of their 2 children due to the instability in their home. TLC eventually stopped featuring them, and for good reason. Their story became a stark reminder that some relationships aren't just toxic for the participants, they're dangerous. Paul and Karine's journey shows the dark side of reality TV, where entertainment value should never outweigh human safety. 1. Angela and Michael volume level. Maximum drama. Angela Deem and Michael Ilasanmi redefined what it means to have a loud relationship. These two didn't just argue, they performed arguments for the back row of every restaurant they ever entered. Angela, a grandmother from Georgia, fell for Michael, a man 22 years her junior from Nigeria. Their age gap was nothing compared to their cultural differences, financial stress, and Angela's, let's call it, passionate communication style. Every season brought new drama. Angela's weight loss surgery against Michael's wishes, her inappropriate behavior with other men, constant accusations of infidelity, and fights so intense they needed their own seismic monitoring. The plot twist? After years of chaos and finally getting Michael to America, he allegedly left Angela in 2024. According to reports, Michael has disappeared, possibly fleeing the marriage he fought so hard to make legal. Angela's response? Pure Angela dramatic social media posts, public meltdowns, and threats to expose Michael's secrets. Their love story reads like a telenovela written by someone having a fever dream. 1. Darcey Silva's love life, the eternal optimist. Darcey Silva isn't just a 90-day participant, she's a cultural phenomenon, the woman who gave us appreciation rings, wine-throwing moments, and enough tears to end a drought. Her journey through the franchise is legendary. First came Jessie Meester, the Dutch model who criticized everything from her drinking to her parenting. Their relationship was psychological warfare disguised as romance, with Jessie's condescending lectures and Darcey's emotional responses creating television gold. Then came Tom Brooks, the British charmer who seemed perfect until he started body-shaming Darcey and playing mind games. The Amsterdam airport breakup scene should be studied in film schools for its pure dramatic impact. Finally, Georgi Rusev entered the picture younger, mysterious, and somehow even more complicated than his predecessors. Their on and off relationship played out across multiple seasons and spin-offs. But here's why Darcey is the true queen of this franchise. Her resilience. Every heartbreak, every public humiliation, every cruel comment she bounces back ready to love again. She's not just entertaining, she's inspirational in her refusal to give up on finding her soulmate. Darcey turned her 90-day fame into an empire, her own show, a fashion line, and a platform to help other women embrace their worth. She may not have found lasting love on camera, but she found something more valuable, herself. 1. Colt and Larissa, the perfect storm of dysfunction. If there's a textbook definition of incompatibility, it features Colt Johnson and Larissa dos Santos Lima on the cover. Their marriage was doomed from the moment Larissa stepped into Colt's Las Vegas home and met his mother, Debbie. The triangle between Colt, Larissa, and Debbie was reality TV's answer to a Greek tragedy, complete with screaming, crying, and furniture being destroyed. Larissa wanted independence, luxury, and attention. Colt offered controlling behavior, his mother's basement, and passive-aggressive comments. The math wasn't mathing. Their fights were epic productions. Larissa demanding appreciation flowers, Colt's condescending explanations, Debbie inserting herself into every argument. It was beautiful chaos. The phrase, "Larissa go back to Brazil," became a catchphrase that transcended the show. Multiple arrests, domestic violence allegations, and divorce proceedings later, both have moved on. Larissa transformed herself through cosmetic surgery and built an OnlyFans empire, while Colt married Vanessa and seems to have found some stability. Their relationship was toxic, but it was also undeniably compelling television. Sometimes the worst relationships make the best TV. 1. Big Ed and Rosemary, the king of uncomfortable moments. And finally, we reach the summit of 90-day chaos. Big Ed Brown and Rosemary Vega. Ed's journey to the Philippines to meet Rose should be required viewing for anyone considering international online dating. From the moment he stepped off the plane, everything that could go wrong did go wrong, often in the most cringe-worthy ways possible. The lies started immediately. Ed had been dishonest about his height, his appearance, and basically his entire personality. But it was his behavior that really sealed his fate. Making Rose take an STD test, buying her lingerie as a gift, commenting on her hygiene, giving her breath mints, Ed managed to turn every romantic gesture into an insult. The mayonnaise hair treatment scene alone generated enough memes to fuel the internet for months. Watching Ed apply condiments to his hair while Rose looked on in horror was peak reality TV absurdity. But Rose wasn't just a victim in this story, she was the hero. She stood up for herself, called out his disrespectful behavior, and delivered one of the most satisfying breakups in franchise history. When she walked away from that final dinner, she walked away as a champion. The aftermath has been just as entertaining. Rose became a successful influencer and found genuine love with a new partner. Ed, meanwhile, has cycled through more relationships and drama than a soap opera character, including his tumultuous on-and-off relationship with Liz Woods. Ed's story isn't just about a failed relationship, it's a masterclass in how not to approach international dating, basic human respect, and personal hygiene. He's become the franchise's most recognizable face, even if it's for all the wrong reasons. And speaking of drama, what couples did we miss? This franchise has given us so many iconic moments, we could do a 3-hour special and still have material left over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another dose of reality TV gossip. We've got more 90-day content coming, including a deep dive into the most shocking tell-all moments and a breakdown of which couples are definitely getting divorced next. Until next time, keep watching, keep gossiping, and remember, love is a battlefield, but at least it's entertaining.